Joe Giglio for NJ Sports Now on this Wednesday, November the 12th. The New York Mets have become one of the early stories of the offseason in Major League Baseball. A couple days ago, setting the market for outfielders, setting the market for veteran bats by bringing in Michael Cuddyer, the ex-Colorado Rocky, the ex-Minnesota Twin, on a 2-year deal to play the outfield. A good friend of David Wright's, a guy who really seemingly wanted to play for the New York Mets, wanted to move out of Colorado into a team on the cusp of contention here. Then we find out Jacob deGrom, a sensation last year for the Mets in their rotation, wins the Rookie of the Year. Things are looking up here for the New York Mets as you look forward to the 2015 season. And now there is one piece of business left for the Mets to do, and they have the entire offseason to culminate this. They need to find a shortstop. They need to find a hitter, a stick, to put at shortstop and to be a big part of what their offense will be moving forward here. And you can hear all the rumors, you can hear all the talk about a guy like Troy Tulowitzki. And every time the New York Mets and Tulowitzki are put together in the same sentence, you hear someone or a report from somewhere say it's not going to happen. There are too many obstacles to bringing the great player that is Troy Tulowitzki from Colorado to the New York Mets. It's clear that Tulowitzki wants out, and the Rockies are prepared to move on from their franchise player. But you look at all the obstacles the Mets have to go through, number one being his contract, number two being the fact that he's been injury-prone really throughout his entire career, especially the last few years, the latest being a torn labrum, a very dangerous injury for any infielder, any power hitter. We saw Alex Rodriguez go through the same injury a few years ago. But with all the risk around Tulowitzki and all the reasons why it doesn't make sense for the Mets to surrender their payroll flexibility and their prospects to go get this guy, all those reasons are fair. But it's not enough for me to not want to go get Troy Tulowitzki. It's not enough for me to say the Mets should not be bold here. If the Mets have a chance to get Tulowitzki, and I believe they do with the prospects they have, with the pitching depth they have, and with the team they're assembling here, they have a chance to land Tulowitzki if they're aggressive. Now, we'll see if the Mets are aggressive and how aggressive they can be. But I look at this player and I look at all the risk he brings, but I look at all the upside he brings as well. And it reminds me a little bit of when the Mets went out in 1998, May 22nd, 1998, and traded for Mike Piazza, an MVP caliber bat to put in their order, and he changed their franchise. And I believe Troy Tulowitzki can do the same for the Mets. When he steps on the field, he's one of the top 5 players in the sport. When he steps on the field, he is an MVP candidate. He is that great of a player, and it's not just because of Coors Field. You look at his .818 OPS away from Coors in his career. He's a hell of a hitter, even if he never steps foot in Coors Field. Obviously, with those numbers there, he's one of the greatest offensive shortstops in the history of the game. In Citi Field, he's done very well. .438 career batting average in the park he could call home. I look at what the Mets have here. I look at what the Mets could surrender a guy like a Noah Syndergaard, some of their young talent of Brandon Nimmo in the minor league system. If they have the ammunition to get a Tulowitzki, to me, it is worth the risk. Because I look and I project a Mets lineup with Troy Tulowitzki, and it's one of the best in the National League. It's a lineup that is dangerous with David Wright and Tulowitzki and Lucas Duda and Curtis Granderson, and of course, the signing here of Michael Cuddyer. That is deep, it is balanced, it is powerful, and it's enough with the young pitching staff, with deGrom and Matt Harvey coming back, and, of course, a Zach Wheeler that can lead the Mets not just close to contention, but into contention. And yes, you could start using the words championship when it comes to the New York Mets if you add a healthy Troy Tulowitzki to this team. And it's not going to be easy. It will take a lot of risk, but I believe the Mets here are on the cusp of being a special team if they add one special player. Can they be good without Tulowitzki? Could they go get a Starlin Castro and win a lot of games? Yes. But if they want to be a great baseball team in 2015 and 2016, I think Tulowitzki can be the guy that leads them there. Payroll issues, they're there. But if you trade a Daniel Murphy, you trade a Bartolo Colon, you've cleared out all of Tulowitzki's salary here for 2015. Sandy Alderson, Mets GM, he's out at the meetings, he's making moves, he's making phone calls. If the Mets have a press conference here over the next 2 months showing Troy Tulowitzki playing shortstop on their team in 2015, start printing the playoff tickets. I'm Joe Giglio for NJ Sports Now.